Hello YouTube friends, this is my video on my 30 days going plant-based, and there was two things that I wanted to talk about. One, why I chose it, and two, how it worked. So I have everything kind of written down here, so if you see me glancing down, I'm checking out the things that I wrote down on points that I wanted to cover, talking to you guys. So why did I choose it? To try going plant-based. And the thing is so we already have friends who are vegan, so I've kind of been used to cooking for like in that way anyway, and I also don't eat dairy, and I haven't eaten dairy for a while now. It's got to be a year. And so in this past year, my dad had also found out that he has diabetes, which impacted me a lot earlier. And so I had always kind of known that I wanted to make a change in my life. Not really I didn't know exactly what that change was going to be, and I still don't know if this is the change I'm looking for. But I have enjoyed it over the past 30 days. And what I really found out is that you don't actually need to eat meat or animal byproducts to like get the amount of protein you need in your diet, and you can survive off of and still get all your other nutrients off of eating a plant-based diet. You can still have things that you love. There are replacement type things. So like, for example, I knew one of the things that I was going to struggle with was I love eating chicken. And I went to the grocery store a few weeks ago, and I found that they had vegetarian chicken breasts. So when I tried them, I was a little skeptical of how it was going to taste, but actually I really, really like them. So there are substitutes out there for like meat products if you still really want to have that type of meat kind of feel in your diet. Those options are available to you. But what I have been replacing mostly with the protein that I would eat is with quinoa, with red lentils or any type of lentils, and then I've been eating also a lot of like black beans and kidney beans and mixing them into my diet. Now, before the 30 days, I really didn't eat a whole lot of beans, but I actually do like them. So like, I've been making like chilies, or I've been making quinoa salads that have like black beans in it and stuff like that. I've also tried making new recipes that would also fit into stuff that I wanted. So like, it's summertime, people are barbecuing, so I really wanted to have hamburgers with everybody else. So I just hopped on Google and searched on how to make my own black bean burgers, and there's tons and tons and tons of recipes out there that you can make with the stuff that you have at home. And like, I'm used to cooking all the time like here at home anyway, so I kind of know like the texture of things and how things are supposed to look, and so like trying new recipes wasn't really a huge deal for me. But I really enjoy that part of my life too. Like, I enjoy cooking and finding out new things. So this the past 30 days has been a great challenge for me. And so if you like doing stuff like that, then something like trying to be plant-based for 30 days could be something that could totally work for you. So the other thing that I found out is that, well, I already kind of knew this, but I didn't really take it into consideration, is that meat contains a lot of saturated fat, and we all know that saturated fat isn't good for you. We also, like, for the amount of meat and stuff we eat on the standard American diet, like, we eat a lot of meat products in everything. Like, whether it's cheese and recipes, like almost all the recipes that I will see pop up on my Facebook will have some type of cheese in it, or butter, or And then like with meat, we don't really realize like this portion of meat that we're actually supposed to have. We are used to hearing like having like a half-pound hamburger. At like some restaurants will serve that, and like it's crazy to me the amount of or this idea that's pushed on us that you need to have like meat with every meal, or the size of meat that you're supposed to have with a meal, or that will come in at like for your portion at restaurants. Like that's not actually how it's supposed to be. And so I kind of found out in this last 30 days that I have a huge problem with proper portioning of food. I don't portion out myself proper things, and so it kind of shocks you when you kind of think about that. Meat contains high amount of saturated fat. So when you're substituting out other things like quinoa or beans and lentils, they don't have that high amount of saturated fat in it. And you're also getting, with getting your protein for the day, you're also getting a high amount of fiber in your diet, which is something that I didn't really focus on a lot. And, you know, you do need fiber in your diet as part of like that holistic picture. So another thing that I found out is that vegans will have fewer nutrient deficiencies. So one of the things I have found with telling people that I have gone plant-based is first they will ask me where I'm getting my protein from. And then they'll kind of judge whether or not, I don't know, I'm crazy or not, probably. But the thing is, when I was eating meat, I would usually like skip the vegetables, or I would just have like meat and potatoes on my plate if I made something quick at home. Or I would never add any type of substance to my meals that had any nutritional value. And I think that's another thing that has really changed for me doing this as well, because when you're plant-based, you have no choice to use like foods, and you can use whole foods in your diet like for every meal, so you are getting all the nutrients you need as long as you're doing the plant-based diet like properly and getting each of every food group. So that was kind of neat. So like I said, like my dad found out that he has diabetes, and he was actually in the hospital for a bit. Gave us quite a bit of a scare. But I also found out in my research that going plant-based can eliminate or prevent diabetes. So there was one awesome documentary I watched, not necessarily about going plant-based, it was more about juicing, and juicing with like whole foods and green foods. And it was on, again, I don't think I could do this, but drinking juice from like just straight from the juicer for like all your 3 meals. But it was called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, and in it was 2 gentlemen. One was like hugely overweight, diabetes, on medication, and he was a truck driver, and he was basically kind of killing himself with how he was living. And you watch him in this documentary completely turn his life around, and in a very short amount of time he got rid of all his medications, and he then had to watch his siblings suffer through like heart problems. I think it was his brother that ended up having a heart attack, and you know, it just goes to show you too, and it attests to the fact that if you are eating good things in your diet, that it can actually really impact your life. And that's the kind of thing that I'm really passionate about. Another ones that are other films, if anyone's interested to watch, but I haven't watched these yet, is called Simply Raw, Reversing Diabetes in 30 Days. And then the next one is Vegucated. My friend who is vegan, she recommended the Vegucated one to me because it's the one that she said kind of changed her perspective, because she was just, I think, vegetarian, and that's when she chose to go vegan. But something you guys can check out on your spare time. So I also found out it promotes heart health and weight loss. It increases your fiber intake, and then it prevents chronic disease. Again, all of those just make so much sense when you consider the fact that you're eating like all your fruits and vegetables. You're eating protein that has so many good things in it. Like it has fiber, and it's low in fat and whatnot. I also really wanted to, like when I was starting this, like to answer my question why I chose this. So I have always had really, really bad skin. And my dad used to tease me from time to time that, you know, when I had like a huge breakout, that it was because I've been eating like crap and I've been eating too much junk food. Now, where there's probably different information out there from what causes acne and whatnot, but I do know that what you put into your body is going to affect it. And so I have noticed that my skin has been getting better. So when I went or started the plant-based diet, I also started using a vegan skincare line that's Arbonne, because I also have a friend who sells Arbonne, and so I'm not sure if using that skincare line actually completely helps me, or if it was also my diet, but I'm kind of figuring it was a mix of the two. So you also have to take into consideration, you know, that animal byproducts are in so many things that we use, from like shampoos to probably toothpaste and I don't know, like makeup, like cosmetics, and like various other things. And like it just baffles me of how much, as a society, we really we tend to see it as like we really need it. And I don't know, it's like, it seems like such a great way of like alternatively thinking about how and why we need things. And so that kind of is what motivated me too. So another thing that I've noticed, and why I kind of wanted to try this as well, is to see if it will actually reduce waste. So I didn't really keep like a really close eye on like before what was coming in and out of our home, but I did notice from time to time that like our garbage cans weren't getting filled up as much, because the fact is when you're going to buy at the grocery store fruits and vegetables, even if you get it in those like tiny bags that they come in, they still don't come with like all the packaging that will come in, or that will happen with other things. Like you're not dealing with styrofoam and stuff like that, and not like bulky stuff that you just throw out or end up throwing out. So that was like just kind of a nice outcome. So how did it actually work for me? Did I end up actually missing meat? So 95% no, I didn't end up missing meat, because I ended up finding alternatives to the meat that I actually did love. So like I mentioned, finding the vegetarian chicken breasts. So that was like a great replacement for me, and I didn't feel like I was missing out on anything. The only part that I found difficult was there was times when, if we were eating with other people, that they wanted to serve meat, which was absolutely fine because I'm the one who's trying the plant-based thing. But I think it's the smell or having something different than everybody else. I think that part was really kind of more difficult for me because I knew that people were going out of their way to make sure I had things that were specific for me, which I absolutely love the fact that I have family who will do that. But it does, like, from time to time you wish you could partake in what everyone else is. I guess it's a good way of explaining it. And then we went out to dinner for Father's Day, and we went to Swiss Chalet. So, and I'm not even sure that their veggie burger is without dairy, because it's hard for me to find veggie burgers that don't have dairy in them. I just didn't ask, and I just assumed that it was okay. I kind of asked my friend who is vegan if she trusts veggie burgers, and she kind of said that too. She just doesn't ask, and it's better not knowing, I guess. So, like, that was a time too that, you know, I would have gone to Swiss Chalet and I would have ordered their quarter chicken, and I couldn't do that this time, so that made it kind of different for me. But there was, I guess, that alternative there, but that's one thing that you can't just do anymore when you're going plant-based. You can't just go to the regular fast food places, or you can't go out for your meals. One, you don't know what they're cooking with, and if you don't want, like, oil and stuff in your food, then you know that when you're going out, you know that stuff's going to be in your food. So I had to take that into consideration. So sorry. So Adam said that he noticed I had a little bit of an attitude change. I asked if it was just my energy level that changed, or, like, was it something else? He said that he did notice that my energy did seem to go up, that I had more motivation to go and do. But in this 30 days too, I have been going through a spiritual journey. I'm trying to discover more about my faith and whatnot. So he didn't know if my attitude change was because of my diet or because of what I'm going through faith-wise. I also found, which is awesome, is that it was great to share my vegan 30 days with other people. So I could talk about it with my coworkers, my family, my friends. You know, even doing it for 30 days, I got some information out there to other people who may not have considered going plant-based. I also found out that, you know, I have a huge family on both my mom's and my dad's side. And so I had a family reunion, and I brought the vegetarian chicken breast to throw on the barbecue that they have. And it turns out I had another family member who was going plant-based as well, and I would have never known if I didn't go through this challenge, or whatever you want to call it, these 30 days. So I ended up sharing with her the vegetarian chicken breast that I brought, and it was great to be able to share with someone else who, like, because I don't think she brought anything like to barbecue or anything, so she could partake in the meal with everybody else and then try something new and, like, learn something else. And so that, I think, has been a great part of doing this 30-day thing, is connecting with other people and having the same goal and same outlook. Like, I just absolutely love that, and I hope by doing this video or talking about some of these things, maybe I'll get a little bit of feedback and I can connect with some more people about it. So the other thing is under how it worked, I didn't really do any exercise. This was just basically solely plant-based diet, and I am like so happy to say that in the past 30 days I have lost 10 pounds. No exercise, just diet. I know that doctors will recommend you only lose 2 pounds per week, but when I had started, and I'm not going to say exactly what I weighed, but I was over 200 pounds. So like it was great to see, just from a simple diet change, that some of my weight just could be shed. And I think that's why too I've decided that I'm going to continue with being plant-based. I'm still learning about like what this diet and lifestyle change means for me, and I think the main thing that I want to focus on is getting healthy and being happy with what I'm eating and what I'm putting into my body, and you know, trying new recipes and trying to do the right thing. And I think that's the main reason why I really wanted to go this way as opposed to trying another like diet trend or diet fad. Is I just holistically want to be healthy, and I do think that deciding to try this was a good thing, and I'm going to continue and see where it leads me. So I'll be like probably posting some vegan recipes and whatnot, and I think that's really all I have to talk about. You know, I really enjoyed it, and you know, I did think from time to time that if there's a way that I can live and I can survive and get all the nutrients in my diet without having to have anything else die for me, then that's definitely something that I want to continue with. So on that note, thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!